History isn't just about progress, it's also about the chilling depths of human cruelty. The Brazen Bull stands as one of the most terrifying inventions ever created. Imagine a bronze statue, beautiful on the outside, but designed for torture within. This was no myth, it was a real device, engineered to turn human screams into the bellow of a bull. The bull was more than punishment. It was a spectacle, a public warning, and a symbol of absolute power. Its story forces us to confront the dark side of creativity and the dangers of unchecked authority. Today we'll explore its origins, its mechanics, and the grim fates of those who met their end inside. The Brazen Bull is a warning from history, a reminder of how art and ingenuity can be twisted for evil. In ancient Greece, a land of philosophy and art, brutality also thrived. The bull's elegant form hid its monstrous purpose, fusing artistic skill with cruelty. It became a symbol of tyranny, where a ruler's whim could mean a slow, agonizing death. The metallic roar of the bull was a broadcast of power meant to terrify all who heard it. As we uncover its story, we're not just looking at a torture device, we're examining the nature of fear and control. The Brazen Bull's legacy is a grim reminder of what happens when power goes unchecked. Let's journey into this dark chapter of history. The Brazen Bull was a hollow bronze statue, large enough to imprison a person. A hatch allowed victims to be locked inside, turning the bull into a deadly oven. Once sealed, a fire was lit beneath, slowly roasting the victim alive. The agony was prolonged, designed to horrify both the condemned and the crowd, but the bull's true horror was its acoustic system. Pipes in the head transformed screams into the roar of a bull. This twisted engineering dehumanized the victim, turning pain into entertainment. The crowd heard not human suffering, but the bellow of a beast. The bull's shuddering body and monstrous sound made the execution a terrifying spectacle. It was a masterpiece of cruelty, designed to instill fear and awe. The Brazen Bull was the ultimate tool of psychological terror. The Brazen Bull's creator was Perillus, a bronze worker from Athens. He presented his invention to Phalaris, the tyrant of Akragas, hoping to win favor. Perillus boasted of the bull's ability to turn screams into music for the ruler's ears. Phalaris, obsessed with power, saw the bull as the perfect instrument of terror. In a world where public executions were political theater, the bull was the ultimate statement. Tyrants like Phalaris used such spectacles to cement their rule and intimidate rivals. The Brazen Bull was born from a culture where cruelty was a tool of statecraft. It became the most infamous symbol of absolute power. Phalaris admired the bull's design, but wanted a demonstration. He invited Perillus to climb inside and show how the sound system worked. Eager to impress, Perillus agreed, never suspecting betrayal. Once inside, the hatch was sealed and a fire lit beneath. Perillus's demonstration turned to real screams as the bronze heated up. Phalaris listened, satisfied as the bull's first roar echoed out. In a twist of fate, the inventor became the bull's first victim. Phalaris eventually ordered Perillus dragged out half dead, only to have him thrown from a cliff. The creator's ambition led to his own destruction, a dark irony. The bull's legacy began with the suffering of its maker. This act set the tone for the bull's future use, betrayal, cruelty, and spectacle. The story of Perillus is a warning about the dangers of serving tyranny. The Brazen Bull's first victim was its own creator. The Brazen Bull became Phalaris's tool of terror, silencing dissent and eliminating enemies. Its presence alone was enough to keep the people of Akragas in fear. The bull's roar became the sound of tyranny. But Phalaris's cruelty eventually led to his downfall. The people, led by Telemachus, overthrew him and condemned him to his own creation. Phalaris was roasted alive, his screams echoing from the bull he once wielded. The bull's legend spread, becoming a symbol of ultimate punishment. Stories of its use persisted, even as the device passed into myth. Later tales claimed the Romans used it against Christian martyrs, though these accounts are debated. Regardless of accuracy, the bull's reputation as a tool of oppression endured. It became a lasting symbol of cruelty and absolute power. The Brazen Bull seems unthinkable today, but in the ancient world, public punishment was a spectacle. Executions were meant to deter, to shock, and to reinforce the ruler's authority. The bull was the pinnacle of this philosophy. Punishment as performance. The transformation of screams into bellows was both entertainment and warning. Ancient societies lacked our concept of human rights. Cruelty was often seen as justice. The suffering of enemies or criminals was a public lesson in obedience. Devices like the bull rationalized extreme punishment as necessary for order. The line between justice and spectacle was blurred. The brazen bull satisfied a morbid curiosity and reinforced social control. It was a grim reminder of the power of fear. The brazen bull's shadow lingers as a symbol of ultimate cruelty. Its story is retold as a warning about the dangers of unchecked power and the dark side of human ingenuity. The bull fused art with atrocity, showing how creativity can serve evil. Today, justice has shifted toward human rights and rehabilitation, but the bull reminds us of a brutal past. Its legacy is a benchmark for how far we've come and how far we could fall. The bull's echo warns against the dehumanization and abuse of power that still threaten societies. Studying its history reminds us to guard against cruelty, even in new forms. The brazen bull is more than a curiosity. It's a timeless lesson in the fragility of civilization. We must never forget the line between justice and barbarism.